Hello, I'm Princess Woosh, and I'm going to be playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm hoping in this playthrough video to get through the first case and just give you a little glimpse into what is one of my favourite video games of all time. So it's recently been remastered. The original came out on the Game Boy Advance. It was released in the West on the DS. Got the original cartridges still. I haven't actually played it since it came out though, because I find it quite hard to replay these games because you know all the answers and it's not quite as fun, but I'm hoping putting this Let's Play spin on it will help me remember some of the fun things that happen in the game. So as you can see, they've updated all the art. I'm not mad on it. I don't think it's the best style. It looks a bit traced in places, not a lot of care's gone into, say, faces or little things that used to be pixel perfect in the old games. But to be honest, I think it would be quite hard to release it with the graphics it had back in the DS days onto things like the PlayStation and the Switch. I think it just wouldn't hold up. So I'm happy with what they've done, but if given the choice I would probably return to my DS one. However, I can't really stream the game on my DS. Well, I probably could, but I don't know how to do that, so that's a job for another day. So, episode 1, the first Turnabout. We're gonna get stuck in. Oh, that's another weird thing as well, is trophies in a Phoenix Wright game. What is even happening? You always get these videos at the start. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. So, a bit kind of Columbo, you always see who did it before you get into the courtroom. And it's not about figuring out who it was, it's more about getting to that answer. So a murder has taken place. August 3rd, 9:47. This case is quite different compared to some of the other ones as well, in that you are only in the courtroom. So this is Phoenix's first case, and you're just doing the part in the courtroom instead of with the investigation as well. And it's very short. It's a really good entry point into the series. It gives you a flavour of what to expect without being too long. Some of the later cases get really long. In fact, I think the fourth case is about as long as the first three put together, something like that. So let's have a look what's happening. Boy, am I nervous. There we go. So that's your mentor, Mia. Yep, so it's his very first case, like I said. It's quite nice that Phoenix is so green in the courtroom, whilst you are as well. So when you're fumbling about with evidence and not knowing quite how the game works, it mirrors in his actions and the way he speaks. It was quite fun. So Phoenix is defending someone he knows. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Oh dear, here he comes. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over. So yeah, this is this is Larry Butts, one of Phoenix's best friends. He's very dramatic, very sweaty right now as well. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. He likes the ladies, but isn't very successful with the ladies. Or with much in these games, actually. So, Larry's girlfriend has been accused, and Larry's girlfriend is the one who has been murdered, and Larry is accused of the murder. And you're defending him. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. There's a lot of puns and wordplay in this series, like, just consistently, and they're always so good. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. So yeah, Phoenix is hoping to clear his name in the courtroom, which is just about to start now. There we go. Ah, see, it's just not as good, the art. And it's beautiful, and it's amazing to be able to have this on my 42-inch television screen. That's not a flex, that's just the size of my television screen. But it just misses something. I don't know what it is. It's too clean, too crisp. Anyway, I'll get back to playing. So this is the judge. Court is in session. This is the prosecution. Is it Winston Payne in this one? There's a few Paynes. There's a Gaspin Payne, a Winston Payne, and then Phoenix on the left here. The defense is ready, Your Honor. There we go. So it's Phoenix's first trial. Yep. I can relate. So how you conduct yourself in the trial decides the ending. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. The judge doesn't usually tend to find favor with Phoenix Wright very often. His head is swayed very easily by fancy things or pretty girls. Here we go. So this is just checking you've got a basic understanding of what is required of you. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. So that is Larry Butts, who you spoke to. Yep. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next one. So who was the victim? So that's a little hint there, I think. I should have a little look at the court record here. So pressing R1 brings up the two things in my evidence at the minute. My trusty attorney's badge, which is always hilarious to show to anyone and everyone in this game who will look at it. You sometimes get some quite funny comments. And the autopsy report, which shows time of death. It shows the cause of death. And it tells us that we are looking at Cindy. Who was it? Oh. She is rightly shocked and appalled. Yeah, there's definitely a strain of Phoenix being very new to this and being not very good. Oh look, I was ahead of the game. I'm begging you. Cindy Stone. Cause of death. Can we remember? She was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. Thank you, Your Honor. Again, I can relate. There we go. So there's the murder weapon. That'll go into our court record in a second. There we go. Statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. So as far as cases go in Phoenix Wright, this one is pretty simple. It's trying to get you used to the basics about what you should look for, how to cross-examine people, how to present evidence. It's not that wild, but some of the later ones get really crazy with all sorts of plot threads and multiple day investigations and multiple day court sessions and multiple witnesses, and it's just great. Sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. So that's under here. So that's our new piece of evidence sitting in the court record. Oh, profiles as well. That's all the people involved. There's Cindy Stone, 22, a model. Amazing fringe. Ah, back. There we go. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R1 button to check the court record frequently. There we go. So I need to listen to their testimony and pick apart anything that I think is wrong. So it's Larry who's getting examined. And as if you remember, he was already saying he was guilty. The animations in this are superb. Everyone just has the best expressions. Again, some of it is lost in the new art though. I'm gonna stop going on about that. But I would really love to see like a classic version of this where the old art can be overlaid and you can play it as it used to look. Even if it does look a bit stretchy and blurry on a big screen. Yeah, in a bit of denial here, Larry. Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. And she was seeing other men, and she'd been abroad to see one of them. Lies! So here we've got the passport of Cindy. She'd just been in Paris. She arrived home from Paris the day before the murder. Huh? Daddy's sugar? Older men who gave her money and gifts. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. Well, that's the point. Let's have a little look. It was Winston Payne, age 52. Lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. Actually, yeah, that is Winston Payne. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. So you can see Phoenix does not have his work cut out for him, because even the person he's defending is being quite a pain in the rear. So everyone thinks that Larry's motive is that she'd moved on from him, and that he was seen outside her apartment. Maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. So you can either have him answer honestly about what he was doing, or stop him from answering, which I think might look a bit fishy in this situation, so I'll have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Love those desk clowns. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So I didn't see her. I forgot how good Winston Payne's objection is. It's so shrill. Another good thing about this game that's worth mentioning is it's got some of the best music of any video game I've ever played. So, it's, hang on a sec. The prosecution would like to call it. Oh, yep. There's a witness to the stand. The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. So, yeah, I'm about to press this and the music's gonna go wild, and it's just such good music. It always just makes you feel really amped up. You sometimes forget you're playing just a text-based adventure, because the music is so dramatic and high octane. It's just really good. Here comes the witness. And the music didn't go mad. I thought it was going to go on to one of the Turnabout tracks. So he was selling newspapers. Frank saw it. One of those classic puns. Frank saw it. Mr. Saw it. You sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Saw it. You may proceed with your testimony. Here we go. So this happens quite a lot in the Phoenix Wright games. You do testimonies, so the witness will talk about what they saw in distinct little chunks. You can either press them for more information, or you can object if you think you've got a piece of evidence that directly contradicts something they've said. So this one should be pretty easy. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it has been about 15 years, so I'll let myself off. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. Thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 PM. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. So Phoenix can't see any gaps in this at the minute. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? So there was a power outage. Here we go. So that'll get added to the court records. Let's have a look. If it will let me. There we go. So noon till 6 PM, there was a recorded blackout. Here we go. So this is the cross-examination. There we go. So we've got to find those lies. Yep, I already said it's me. Here we go. So all the statements that I just read out will appear here, and I can pick and choose which one I want. So I can use side to side to go through. There we go. If you think there's something fishy about a statement, you would want to press it, and usually once you've pressed it, there'll be an inkling of something not quite being right, and that's when I would present something. Normally, if I'm playing this not for a stream, I would just press everything, because I really like all the dialogue. It's such a well-written game that it's all really enjoyable. Inside the apartment. Give you the idea to do that. So peek through the door. I'm gonna end up pressing all these, aren't I? That's open. Yeah, when you're trying to talk and also play, it's a lot harder. So he says he didn't go inside. So he didn't touch anything in the apartment. Desk slam. There we go. So we tried to use the phone, but it wasn't working. So, I seem to remember this is to do with... Getting really into the music, which is not good. I love this music. Ah, there we go, yeah. It's me being an idiot. It's the time. Yeah. Doesn't that seem strange to you? So the game will often drop big hints as to when you're on the right track. Yeah, will do. I'm a little embarrassed about how long that took me, but in my defense I am chatting and not reading quite as closely as I normally would. So yeah, he said it was 1 o'clock, but she died between 4 and 5 PM. So let's present it. Objection! Classic objection. It's always a good sign when the little bar with your health in the top right hand corner just kind of shifts off to the right hand side. If it hangs around, you're probably losing some life. Your statement contradicts the autopsy report. No body to find. At 1 o'clock. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? She's getting a little flustered. The slow breakdown of the characters in this is always really fun to watch. So they start with something like the sweating or the looking a bit guilty or a bit shifty, and they always go into like a full-blown meltdown animation. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 o'clock? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright? Way to put him on the spot. Mia's a really good character as well. That mentor figure. So yeah, the more lies you pick up, the more they unravel, and the more you can push your cross-examination. So he's now going to amend what he said. There we go. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. Can that be true? Don't think it can. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. Yeah, I've got this one. I do know what to do this time. Which might have been a good idea to do the first time, but never mind. So she must have been watching a video of a taped program, except we know that there was a blackout. Haha. And the little bar disappears. So she couldn't have been watching television if there was a blackout. So we know he's lying, at least about that. Can he explain it? Oh. Ah! There we go. Yep. Getting him on the ropes. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. So let's see what he updates it to. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that must explain it. So, we get an update to the testimony. Having the clock. So he says he saw it. So, he's saying the murder weapon was a clock. What have we got here? We've got that it was a statue, so that doesn't quite line up. Let's show him this statue. Wait just a moment! The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sowett. So he knows it's a clock. And it is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So, it is both a statue and a clock. Nope. I think that's... Oh wait. The clock doesn't look like a clock at all. Yeah. Oops. The problem is I know it's a clock already because I played this. And I know why it's fine. So that's why I picked the wrong option. So yeah, he says that it's a clock, but the only way to know would have been to have it in his hand. And he says he never went in the apartment, so how can he know? Clearly a contradiction. Slap. Indeed. So he knew it was a clock because he went to the apartment. And he's lying about not going inside. Oh yeah, prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I'll prove you were the one who killed her. Ah, the music's getting good now. You struck her with a clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. So it's a talking clock. Intriguing. Here we go. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. I love his objection. It is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. So he's definitely on the ropes, but have we got him there yet? Oh, it's not even the worst treatment Phoenix gets in this series. That's quite mild. A toupee to the face. But yeah, that's his second breakdown. Loses the hairpiece. Not quite as composed anymore. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and should burn. Burn! Give him death. A moment, please. So we now have to prove why it was him with the clock. The sound was the clock. You simply examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbours, try sounding the clock. Right, let's listen in. I wonder if you can buy this clock as like a piece of Phoenix Wright merchandise, because it would be pretty cool. I asked the clock to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So what do I conclude from this? 11:25 right now, and the clock says it is 3 hours... Oh, sorry, the clock is 3 hours slow. The exact discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So it would have been 4 o'clock and not 1 o'clock, like he said. Can you get out of this one? I've forgotten one thing. The clock was slow on the day of the murder. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Evidence to support your claim. failed you. What? Wait. Not like this. Think. I've expected that in the PS4 version of this game. I'll show them that and see what they say. Nope, it is the passport. Take that. So she'd been abroad, so she changed her clock. So when it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours. Tim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. Her death in her apartment was wrong. Yes, Phoenix. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh. Yay. Order! Order! So, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. I'd say, Turnabout. Mr. Payne? He was arrested and was taken here on her. Oh, well done, Phoenix. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you. Mr. Larry Butts is not guilty. Yay! And with that, this court is adjourned. So this is a very short case compared to the other ones. It's less than an hour. And it is very simple. It just shows you the controls more than anything. But it's still quite fun. And pieces of it carry on to future cases as well. So whilst each case is its own discrete little part, they have threads that run through them. So Frank Saw It was actually a burglar. He was pretending to be a newspaper salesman to check when people were out their houses. And he noticed that Cindy wasn't home and snuck in. But then she came back. And he killed her with the clock statue. So that is court adjourned. You always have a little wrap-up session in the lobby outside. Whew, I can't believe we won. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. There we go. So she's impressed with you. You did a good job, even though you're so new to it. Aw, I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. she's this glad. Imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh gosh. No! Bad, 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 bad. The case is closed. You're innocent. Aww. Probably not best not to go there. Congratulations, Harry! Harry? Yes, see the headlines now. Harry Butts. We're going out for burgers. That's a long-running joke in the series, that some of the localization makes the game a bit odd in places, and there's some very Japanese elements to all three games that they try to Americanize. So they quite enjoy a hamburger in this game. Oh, he's inviting me out there. There's the statue. So he's got another one because he made the statue originally. So she's keeping it as a memento. Yo, Nick! Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. He always calls Phoenix Nick. That's like his little nickname. Don't that just make you wanna just cry? Aww. Are you so sure? So it's not vital to the case, but at the end of some of the trials there's sometimes a piece of evidence you can show to elicit a reaction out of the person. So Mia's saying, actually I think she kind of cared about you. And to prove it, there's a piece of evidence. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? If you get it wrong, nothing bad happens. The person's just like, I don't see what this has to do with anything. So, I think it was the statue. Take that, Larry. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you were just some chump to her. Aww. So she was carrying the clock he made for her around. And she took it with her to Paris. She probably just needed a clock. Those faces. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. Very important tip for pretty much the entire of Phoenix Wright. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. A little schmaltzy. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Going out for dinner. I love how she calls him Harry. I like how competent she is, but she keeps getting his name wrong. You're saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. That's again something that'll get revealed as the game goes on. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the centre of another incident. Would I promise to tell the chief about me and Larry? Would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Ooh, ominous. So yeah, that was good fun to play through. Ooh, unlocked case 2 as well, Turnabout Sisters. And I've got an achievement! Again, still super weird getting achievements for Phoenix Wright. Yeah, oh, no, no. But yeah, so it's actually nice to get graphics, so I can do 100 yes. So I'm getting that out of it. I'm actually getting achievements as well. Like I said, super strange, but I'll take it. If I was going to buy it and not stream it, I would have probably bought it on the Switch to give you that mix between the portability and the ability to have it on the television as well. But it looks really good. There was a bit of sound cutting out in the middle. I don't know if that's just because I was trying to record at the same time, but some of the music went a bit strange and crackly, which wasn't amazing, I'll be honest. But I'll have to play some more and see if that happens throughout. But yeah, it's just a really fun world to return to. I love the characters, I love the music, I love the art. The stories are so well done. Some of the later cases are mind-bending as to how they came up with what they did. And if you've not played it, I would just recommend picking it up wholeheartedly because it's an absolute joy to play. It's one of my favourite games of all time. In fact, it might be my favourite game of all time. That list tends to shift around a little bit. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And the first three cases, not cases, the first three games are the best out of the series. So even if you just play these three, you're getting a really good time. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching my first video. Hopefully it wasn't too awkward and the sound worked and it's all successfully ended up on YouTube, to be honest. But I might do a few more of these. I would imagine I could do some more cases if these sound okay, but I might do some other things. I'm sticking to PlayStation 4 at the minute because I can save capture really easily and I don't have a capture card or anything like that. But if I get into this and I'm enjoying doing these sort of once a week streams, once a week let's plays, then I might consider getting one. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and I will see you later. Like and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Bye!